Life is not short, it's your attention span that is. People often think that life is short because they're chasing the wrong things, like becoming a millionaire by 30. You can go to the moon, go to Mars.
You won't find yourself there.
You swipe away and let yourself rot. You're responsible.
Everything you know and believe in is behind the screen.
If you can't move the mountain, you must move yourself. You will not survive. You will die before you're even 50. People always can't wait to put their feet up, taste every fruit, and put them back in the basket. The world is just now left with nothing but half-bitten apples. And I hate that.
People ruin beautiful things.
One of the biggest problems of the world today is that people have grown impatient. They no longer understand that pain and struggle are what create meaningful, valuable things. Pain is what strengthens you and makes you achieve the impossible. But modern society has grown sedentary, drowning in comfort. People always can't wait to put their feet up, and the most that they struggle is in trying to decide which app to mindlessly scroll on, or which among the 1,000 restaurants available on their phone to order an apple pie from. Everything has to happen right now. Life is so short, so they say. But I would like to counter that with what Seneca once argued, that life is long if you know how to use it. People often think that life is short, and it's usually because they're chasing the wrong things, like becoming a millionaire by 30. And if they don't achieve it, they'd think, well, then what's the point? Every inspired invention, every amazing achievement, every great work of art in history was born out of struggle. Our ancestors faced devastation, calamities, hardships, and that's what pushed them to create, to invent. For what is invention but going out into the unknown, braving the wild, and emancipating ideas from the dark? The light bulb, fire, Bob Dylan, all came from struggle and were inventions and achievements made out of necessity. But maybe that's the problem with today's society. It's that they no longer need for things the same way that our ancestors did. And worse, technology has made it seem as if everything is easily accessible. People are lazy, spoiled, and expect instant results. They say something like, I want to be the best, but they don't understand that to be the best requires years of patience, struggle, and hardship. And their impatience has made them extremely entitled that if they don't get something right away, they'll simply abandon it.
Life is not short. It's your attention span that is.
If you want to achieve some kind of greatness in the world, you want to be successful, you want to start a business, you want to be financially independent, then you must accept that these things take time. It's gonna take a lot of time, and it's gonna be very difficult, and you have to embrace that difficulty in order for you to succeed. But if you simply chase easy things and then you go on social media complaining, oh, why is this not happening to me? All while doing nothing but staring at screens, then maybe it's not just the devices, but it's also you, because it's always up to you. You drink, you're responsible. You swallow the pill, you're responsible.
You swipe away and let yourself rot. You're responsible.
You have to understand that social media ruins your perception of time because it's designed to activate dopamine and keep you scrolling and keep you coming back for more. You essentially become a junkie. You do it long enough and you start to feel depressed and exhausted all the time, and you're confused and you don't know why this is happening because it will have just become the norm for you. Everything you know and believe in is behind the screen, and then it becomes a trap of comparison. You see others living good lives and you feel inadequate, but those lives are often fake, or they're just the fruits of someone else's lifelong labors and struggles. Weak minds fall easily in this trap, but if you fell in it and you know enough to get out of it, you know what to do to escape it, but you don't do it, then it's a testament of your character, and only you are truly responsible. The successful people you look up to spent years building what they have now, but for you, years go by unnoticed and you say, life is so short. It's not. You just wasted away all of the good years that you could have spent building your own success. And then what? Chasing cheap, fleeting thrills? Hollow sensations? Things that don't even exist in the real world? You chase fortune and fame and then suddenly wake up at 50 and say, life is so short. But it's not. You just chased the wrong things. I remember climbing a mountain once for a documentary, and a dame, as most interesting stories usually begin that way. But I had no guide, no connection, only a trail and a free map that I got at the bus station. I didn't even speak the language there, not that there were many people around, but it was rough and arduous and scary even because there were a lot of wild animals there. But it taught me a lot about myself. And yes, I might have almost died, but It gave me an interesting story to tell and write about for the rest of my life. These are the kind of experiences people don't chase anymore. That when they hear something like that, they'd say, oh, I could never do that. But it's these kinds of struggles that really test what you're made of. And it's through them that you realize that your mind is much more powerful than your body. That when your body is saying no, but your mind is still saying yes, you can overcome and push beyond your physical limitations. You can pull through. But for most people today, their minds and bodies only accept comfort and what their devices are telling them. The survival instincts of our ancestors are suppressed and their lizard brains are no longer used to being awake all the time. The moral of the story, I suppose, is that creativity and ingenuity come from having less comforts, not more. They are born out of necessity, out of a need to survive. But if you only surround yourself with all the comforts and avoid all the difficult things as much as you can, then you will not survive. You will die before you're even 50. Whereas if you chase real experiences that have the potential to become uncomfortable and difficult, and if you embrace those difficulties, then you will grow and come out at the other end of it a lot better than you were before.
I have this saying that if you can't move the mountain, you must move yourself.
You can't rely on people and things to always rescue you. If you've been stuck in an awful situation and you know that you have to get out no matter how difficult it may be, then you already know what to do. Fetch the bolt cutters, as Fiona Apple so colorfully put in her song. I met this young person once who said that she wanted to be an influencer or a travel vlogger or whatever the hell that is. But sure, you have this amazing thing where you get to travel to places and travel halfway across the world, have the opportunity to experience other cultures and meet other people. But if you only experience it through a screen because you're so obsessed with capturing everything, then what's the point even? What kind of experience is that? There's no magic there. The sunset has lost its wonder because there's now a million, a billion, a Googleplex pictures of it. I fear that people no longer want to experience things fully, that they just want little bits of everything to simply taste every fruit and put them back in the basket.
That as a result, the world is just now left with nothing but half-bitten apples.
It's so tragic how disconnected people have become from the music in their bodies, from the music in their minds, from the music of their soul, that they can't go a day without AirPods or Bluetooth. If you can't travel within yourself and be aligned enough with the vibrations of your soul to not need these devices, then why even travel halfway across the world? If you can't stay put in one room without your devices, then it doesn't matter how far you go. You can go to the moon, go to Mars. You won't find yourself there. People these days, especially the very young, delude themselves into thinking that if they became this or that, they'll somehow be fulfilled, that they came up with these gargantuan titles like creator and influencer. Now, I'm all for escaping the 9 to 5 so that you can build something for yourself and be financially and temporally free to pursue your passions. But if what you're passionate about is simply following the herd and doing what other people are doing, then you're not really creating anything, are you? You're just repeating. And if you're only promoting consumerism and curated extravaganza, then what are you really influencing? You're only advocating the very things that are causing the rotten collapse. To create something meaningful, you have to get lost, you have to disconnect from the herd, you have to stumble in the dark, you have to fall a million times over. Don't just blindly choose comfort over discomfort. You have to realize that the most interesting things only happen when you embrace struggle. You've got to take the beaten path that no one wants to walk. See that the obstacle is the way, as Marcus Aurelius said. You might take a hell of a lot longer than those people who simply went with Uber, but you will have made yourself grow and you'll have something new and something different to say. I would like to argue that having 50 followers as someone who owns their own life, owns their own passions, their own words, and doing things according to their own proverbs, their own soul, is infinitely more fulfilling than having a million followers and doing what everyone else is already doing. And this is not to say that social media is inherently bad, but that it's how you use it that matters. Because at the end of the day, they're just tools, and tools should serve, not drive. When you let them drive, you become like those people who get depressed when their post doesn't instantly garner 100 reactions. The people who alter themselves trying to be less of who they are, chasing virality instead of authenticity just so they could feel important. But your uniqueness and individuality are what make you important. Other people's definition of success doesn't have to be yours. Don't get lost in meaningless numbers and values. They've created a society based on American Idol, one that is governed by hearts and other emojis, entertainment based on the defeat of others. Do you really want to value their opinions? Sure, Sure, you can post a picture of yourself that you really like or a video of yourself doing the thing that you love, but let it have 5 or 500 hearts. It doesn't matter because when all is said and done, social media is simply people on the internet reacting to things. Don't be someone who reacts, be someone who acts. And if you're someone who acts according to your true self, then you will find that 5 and 500 and 1,000,005 are all the same. The solution really is that simple. Just put down the phone, even if it's only for once in a while, but always live by your own standards, live by your own proverbs, chase your own definitions of success. That alone is the greatest accomplishment. People say if it's not on video, it didn't happen, and I hate that. One of my favorite poets, Khalil Gibran, taught me that the ultimate act of rebellion that you can do is to live a life of great experiences and tell no one.
Because people ruin beautiful things.
Genuine experiences don't need to be recorded or validated. They're just for you. My friends, thank you for tuning in. Like, share, subscribe, follow, thumbs up or down. I am at mjack Ferdinand and follow the show at Guided Collapse on all platforms. You have been amazing and I have been mjack Ferdinand. See you on the next entry.